Hello, boys and girls. It's time for another episode of Story Time with Reva.
Okay, ready, set, go. Mother, would you tell me about the 57 Chevy station wagon that you had? Where and when did you get it? Were you in Lafayette, or?
Morris graduated in 59 from Purdue, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got that. We bought that from, what's his name? Betty Lou's husband, Otterman Hendrickson, down at Boonville. When we was on the Christmas break. And, it was brown and, kind of a brown and a beige two-tone. We drove that station wagon for a long time.
No.
And it was not a three-seater. But we had the big space back there in the back. It was easy to put you back there with a kind of like a crib.
Oh, okay.
And
Was this the car that you were driving when Alan fell out when you turned a corner? I always remember that story. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we had that station wagon for a long time. It was a good vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
But it was not a three-seater.
Okay. So the place you put me in the back, did they have a seat that folded up, or was it just a deep, empty space that you could put a crib?
It would just lay flat, and then the spare tire was in underneath that flat thing.
Okay.
So, but we'd put all my groceries back there. And when we'd travel, we'd put all of our suitcases back there. So it was like a trunk. Only it was open.
Well, back then, did people use the station wagon version of a 57 Chevy as a hot rod, or did everybody consider it a family car back then?
Mostly family car.
Okay. Excellent.
And that's what ours would be used for. And when we first had that, when we lived at Purdue, of course, Alan was just a little tot. And we didn't have seat belts then.
Yeah.
And he was back there with the groceries, and I had bought bananas at the grocery store, and they had everything sacked up. And he was back there, and he had, it was just the two of us in there. I don't know where Debbie was. And he peeled all the bananas. He didn't eat them, he just peeled all of them completely.
Oh, gosh.
And then he laid the bananas down on the floor. You know. But he was just a little tot. I don't know if he was even walking yet or not.
Okay.
He could just get a hold of it, and just, I could still just see him getting a hold of that peeling and just coming down real slow with it. And then he just put it on the floor. And of course, I was driving. We didn't have seat belts then.
So obviously you didn't have car seats either if you didn't have seat belts. You just let the kids sit in the regular seat.
I guess he was back there with all the groceries and just...
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why a whole lot more children didn't get severely injured.
Yeah. Okay. Now, I just remembered the time did he bite a mole off your neck? Wasn't that in the car that happened? Oh, man. Okay.
But I had one that was raised up.
Yeah.
And that's the one that he got a hold of and just pulled it out with the roots. Oh, it bled and bled and bled and bled.
So, were you in the car when that happened, or was he just on your lap? Oh, my gosh.
We was all in the car. We just got a hold of it. Of course, it was dark brown.
Mm-hmm.
He just was kind of, I was holding him so that he was kind of over my shoulder. And he just got a hold of that and pulled it out by the roots. Oh, thought I was going to bleed to death.
Hmm. Now, here's how I remember this story. Alan handed Gail some candy. Daddy turned a corner, and Alan fell out the door. Is that the way it happened?
We had just left a restaurant down here on Ohio Avenue on a Sunday noon. We went in there and ate lunch after church. And I think it was Alan that wanted to close the door. Of course, you didn't have seat belts for the children then in the back seats.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have them in front either. And Morris went to make a right-hand turn out of this restaurant onto Ohio Avenue. And he did make it. But when he did that, Alan was next to the driver's, behind the driver, and next to the door. And when Morris pulled out like that, he didn't pull out fast at all. He just pulled out. And apparently, Alan had not gotten the door latched good.
Okay.
And the door came open, and he just fell right out on the pavement.
Oh, gosh. Were there other cars coming?
Oh, yes.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
So, was this on 53rd Street?
No, this was down there on Ohio Avenue.
Hmm.
A busy street, especially on a Sunday.
Did they still call it Ohio Avenue?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And
So about where? Was it way downtown Anderson?
it was out here in a residential area.
Mm-hmm.
I can show you right where it happened, but there's no restaurant there now where we had just eaten that day. But it was a popular restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
And when we pulled out, why, Alan had wanted to close the door instead of the girls, so Morris let him close the door, and I don't know, it just didn't latch good or something.
Mm.
And when Morris pulled out to make a right-hand turn out of that restaurant, then that back door just flew open, and we didn't have seat belts then. Nobody had them.
Oh, gosh.
And Alan just fell right out on the pavement, and there was a lot of traffic.
Oh.
It was a miracle that he didn't get hit by something or somebody.
Yeah.
And Daddy was in the hospital at the time. He had had surgery, some kind of surgery. So we had planned to go up there, up to Mother's house, and you kids was going to stay there with Mother, and Morris and I was going on up to Ball Hospital to visit Daddy. And we got over there to Mother's, and we left the girls there, but we took Alan with us, and took him on up to Ball Hospital and had the doctor up there to see him. And he was all right.
Well, good. Okay.
But it could have been a disaster.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, thank you very much. That's an awesome, that's a amazing story.
Of story time with Reva.